How do you restrict the opponent in the endgame? Have you ever wondered how to limit your opponent's options in the endgame? This is a key skill that can turn the tide in your favor. Let's break down some effective strategies to restrict your opponent's play during this critical phase of the game. First, let's talk about king activity. In the endgame, the king transforms into a powerful piece. You want to activate your king by moving it toward the center of the board or toward weak pawns. This not only strengthens your position but also limits your opponent's king mobility. If you can restrict their king's movement, you gain a significant advantage. Next, consider the arrangement of pawns. The way pawns are placed can either block or create pathways for pieces. By controlling key squares with your pawns, you can limit your opponent's movement. For example, advancing a pawn to a square that blocks your opponent's king can be a game changer. Piece placement is another vital aspect. Position your pieces in a way that blocks or threatens your opponent's pieces. This can effectively restrict their mobility and create opportunities for you to attack. Think about how your pieces can work together to limit your opponent's options. Now, let's discuss specific techniques. One effective method is creating barriers. Use your pawns to form barriers that limit your opponent's king movement. For instance, advancing a pawn to a square that prevents their king from entering a more active position can be very effective. Controlling key squares is also essential. Identify squares that are crucial for your opponent's pieces to move freely. You can achieve this by placing your pieces on those squares or using your pawns to block access. Another technique is targeting weak pawns. Move your king toward any weak pawns your opponent has. Capturing these pawns can weaken their position and limit their ability to maneuver effectively. In pawn endgames, using opposition can be a powerful tactic. By positioning your king in opposition to your opponent's king, you can force them into a weaker position, restricting their ability to move effectively. When applying these strategies, remember to think ahead. Anticipate potential threats and take steps to prevent them. This includes identifying gaps in your defense and sealing them before your opponent can exploit them. In practical applications, keeping your king in front of a passed pawn can prevent it from promoting. This can lead to a draw even if you are a pawn down. Conversely, getting your king to the 6th rank in front of your pawn can secure a win. By employing these strategies, you can effectively restrict your opponent's play in the endgame. This not only increases your chances of winning but can also help you draw from seemingly unfavorable positions.